Hello there. I wanted to talk a bit about something serious for once on these videos because I haven't really done that in a while. I think the video I did isn't actually on YouTube anymore because of abuse, so this is going to go great. I want to talk about trans issues again because there's been a lot of talk about it online recently, and one of the venues of which the topic came up was at the Oscars. And since I did 10 videos, I think, on the Oscars, I feel I should devote a video entirely to it, have me able to think more on it and explore more of the just what was going on. I know I talked briefly about Jared Leto in my Dallas Bias Club review, mostly saying I don't mind a cis man playing a trans woman, which I still don't. I believe in terms of acting, anyone can play pretty much anything, and that's fine, but that's not what we're here to talk about, because the main problem with Jared Leto isn't really the fact that he was playing a trans woman. It's a bunch of other problems. But let's actually go back and start where it all started. Ellen DeGeneres, who was hosting the show, she at the start of the show she came out and was like doing a few jokes here and there. And one of the jokes she did was pointing at Liza Minnelli, camera switching to her, and saying, "Congratulations to the best Liza Minnelli impersonator I've seen. Good job, sir," and tipping her fingers like that. And a lot of people felt that joke was pretty transphobic, as she was essentially misgendering the real Liza Minnelli just for a pretty bad joke. Now, first and foremost, there are a few factors into this we need to consider. First and foremost is just the spirit of the joke itself. It was a mean joke, and comments from Liza Minnelli after the show seems to indicate that she felt it was quite a mean joke as well. And it is. It's a mean joke. So, yeah, that's not really a good thing to start with. But then we come to the topic of, is it transphobic or not? Or more importantly, is Ellen transphobic or not? Now, first of all, I'm sure there's a bunch of different writers who helped write all these jokes, but it was Ellen who delivered it, and Ellen will be the one responsible if she says something inappropriate, like this. Now, yes, there is transphobic nature to the joke. There is, and I know a lot of people personally who felt hurt about misgendering being a joke and nothing else. It's a punchline, and I can see that. But then they start calling Ellen transphobic, and I don't think that's fair. I don't. I believe that you can do something offensive. You can say something transphobic. You can say something sexist. You can say something racist without actually potentially being transphobic, sexist, or racist yourself. Because we're not perfect. It comes down to what the intention was. I am pretty sure Ellen's intention on stage wasn't, haha, misgendering is funny, isn't it? It was just a quick, very simple, lazy punchline. If she for a second thought that trans people would take offense to this, she probably wouldn't do it, because I don't think she's a transphobic person. Now, if there's evidence outside of this that proves otherwise, then please feel free to tell me, but as far as I know, there hasn't been. and I felt that people need to understand that difference. That we all make mistakes. We all say things that we might not mean, or that we might not understand what it means. It's also possible that she doesn't actually understand the weight of someone being misgendered, because a lot of people don't. That's why it happens. That's one of the reasons it happens. And as such, I think it's wrong calling her transphobic. Calling the joke transphobic, fine. But I don't think she should be called transphobic. And wow, I've gone on 5 minutes for this. I thought this would go quick. I just think that's a very important distinction to make, and I try to make the distinction with everyone. If someone says something offensive to me, if they repeatedly misgender me, for example, I try to correct them, I try to talk to them, I try to inform them on just why it's offensive, or why it's a bad thing, or why I feel bad about it. And most of the time, they understand, they learn, they try to improve. They never meant to be transphobic. They don't have it in. They don't intentionally. They weren't intentionally trying to hurt me. They just don't understand, and I think that's an important difference to make. Ignorance is not the same as being a bad person. Ignorance can lead to being a bad person, but it's not necessarily one and the same thing. Okay, enough about Ellen. Jared Leto. Let's actually go back on Jared Leto. Like I said, fine with him playing a transgender character. What it comes down to is a terribly, terribly written transgender character that's a bad representation of transgender people. And as it turns out, I didn't know this at the time of reviewing the movie, is a fictional character. Even though the Dallas Buyers Club is based on a somewhat true story, Rayon is entirely fictional. So you can't even make the argument that, well, this is how she was. And it also turns out, looking more into it, that apparently the character was originally written to be a drag queen, who did not identify as a woman, but it was just basically quickly changed without rewrites, possibly due to trans people actually taking somewhat of a bigger stance in media lately, which is good. So that certainly explains some of it. The director has also been quoted as, when asked if he ever considered any trans actors for the role, he basically responded saying, "Are there trans actors?" Which is ignorant. Why wouldn't there be? There are actors of every kind. Damn it. Jared Leto was quoted as describing Rayon as a character that shows, and I quote here, everyone's inner tranny. God fucking damn it. Yeah, no, I can't say I'm happy about this portrayal being an award-winning portrayal of transgender people. Oh boy. And honestly, people say, well, all that should be pushed aside when it comes to the Academy because it all comes down to how well Jared Leto acted. He did a good job. He's a good actor, okay? I'll not pretend he isn't. I don't think he should have won. There were better actors in the supporting roles. But I won't argue him being a bad actor or anything like that. That's just nonsense. Bad writing, misinformed directing, misinformed casting, misinformed acting, bad portrayal. All those things, absolutely. Bad acting, no, I won't go there. There's actually a really good article by Laura Kate over at the Geek Agenda that you can read about basically the construction of the character of Rayon and how it completely misses the point, and and the quotes I made, that I technically made out of my head, all the actual quotes are on there. But of course, going back to Jared Leto himself, I made my review. I said I didn't have much of a problem with it. I didn't like the portrayal, but I didn't have much of a problem with it. And it slowly, I started getting more and more annoyed about it. The more I thought about it, the more I talked to people about it, I got more annoyed. And then the actual Academy Awards happened. And he won the Best Supporting Actor. And I thought, oh, here we go. This is the moment for him to show that he cares at all. And when he didn't even, in his really long speech, in which he talked for a long time and spoke about a lot of things, thanked so many people, he didn't once mention the trans community. Way to go. Oh, I suppose he did, because at the end he says something like, oh, if you've ever felt whoever you are, you deserve to live, or something. So I guess that technically includes everyone. God damn it. No, please. Don't even bring up the community or the people who actually lived through the actual struggles you were meant to portray. Except for the AIDS thing. He brought up the AIDS thing. That's good, at least. Apparently he understands the pain trans people go through, because he tried going out dressed as Rayon in public one day, and in his own words, got weird looks by 3 people and went back home. I get weird looks from about 100 people, minimum, a day. And I can't just go home for that. But yeah, no. He understands perfectly. God fucking damn it. Ah. Yeah, but the acceptance speech was when I went from annoyed to upset and started actually, reading into things and reading into his portrayal and all that stuff. And I spoke about it briefly on the Academy Awards podcast we did, me and Adam, and here I am now, completely letting my thoughts out, having basically pondered all the various sides to it and decided my final thought, tying a knot on it all. I'm a lucky person. I'm actually very lucky when it comes to being a trans woman. Most of the people I know personally have accepted it. I'm getting the help I need. My real life experience test is going forward well. I'll be starting on hormones next month. I'm actually making progress. It's going quite well. Yet my life is hell. My life is awful. I hate my life. I hate every day of my life. And I'm a lucky person. I'm probably the luckiest trans person I know, because of how accepting things around me have been. And the fact that he even dares to try and pretend that he knows what it's like. And off topic, same goes for those people who doing that Oculus Rift thing, saying that the show shows the beauty of it, or whatever they said. God. I'm sorry, I'll stop here. You can follow me on Twitter, Tobiichik, Tobiichik, one word. Check out my Academy Awards podcast. I thought it was pretty funny to do. We'll be having a new podcast starting up late this week or next week called Silver Screeners, about movies. Just another new podcast every Wednesday. Go to Bostonian, read more reviews and articles there. Thank you for watching. See ya. I'm trying to shut it off, but I'm missing.